Hey guys, how are you today? Episode 10. I know I haven't been here in a while, but making of a cell phone repair franchise. I just had I watched this video. If you guys ever seen Undercover Boss, well, there was this guy that from New Jersey had opened up about he had a like a designer clothing store, which I should say discounted designer store, and he had opened up in kind of like not the best economical areas where a lot of other, let's say, businesses were shutting down, and he would take the lease over. Anyway, long story short, he had opened up about 35 of these locations over probably about maybe 2 decades, from the early 80s. I think he just sold in 2016. But this guy was making a ton of money helping out the community, providing jobs, and also offering obviously these discounted clothes, kind of like a Ross or a Marshalls, that kind of stuff. So, and it got me thinking. And anyway, let's put it this way: the guy was worth $553 million in 20 years. Somebody bought him out. Some other big company bought his 35 locations. And then I started thinking, well, hey, because right now I'm in an area where it's a pretty decent area. The rent is under 1,000. Again, I was thinking more like, oh, okay, if I went into like a bigger shopping plaza like a Publix, but then the rent is gonna go up, $3,000 around minimum average, that I would be able to get be in a higher economic area and get more money per repair. So that's what I was thinking. Like, for example, like for an iPhone 6, if you go to like a mall, they're gonna charge you like minimum $100, which is great. But they're paying $10,000 a month in rent, so they have to charge that kind of money. Here in these kind of areas, lower income, you're gonna find rent 1,000, 1,200, 1,500, but you might not get $100 rent only because of competition. I mean, I charge right now, which is pretty low, $59 for an iPhone 6, which and we're using top quality stuff. We're not using the garbage stuff. But and you'll see one of the videos I just posted. But the idea is to get into a shopping plaza where you're paying $3,000 a month, so you can charge, 80, 90, 100, around there for an iPhone 6, and again, the LCD is still the same cost, so there's still a pretty good margin. But then I started thinking, it's a little risky because you're going from 1,000, 1,200 to 3,000 a month, hoping that you'll get maybe 50% more, to be able to charge 50% more than what you're charging now. Let's say like $75. So instead of 50, 60, I can get 75, 80. But now I'm tripling my rent, which if you do it monthly, it's not a big deal. Like $1,000 a month is $30 a day. Okay, around there, maybe $33 a day. If you do 2,000 a month, it's like $60 a day. That's not a big deal. $3,000 a month, it's like $100 a day. Just for your cost of the rent. That's not including electricity and other costs of parts and stuff. But that's just paying the rent. So it's not that bad, especially if you can get right, $100. Let's say I can get $100 repair for an iPhone 6. So if I can get one repair a day, awesome. I just paid the rent, and then if I get three or four more, now I'm paying for other bills, and I'm being profitable. Here in this store, again, to cover all my expenses, it's probably like $50 a day. So if I get like one repair at 60, I just covered my stuff. And usually we do, there's some slow days, of course, like any business, but normal days we can do, 3 to 5 repairs, and depends. Some repairs are more like an iPhone 7 Plus, we might charge like $89. So we're gonna make more money. But it got me thinking, like, okay, yeah, what if I don't make, these kind of, what if I'm not able to charge in that area? I mean, it's just, that's not a guarantee. I could sign a lease for $3,000 a month, and I try to get $100 repair, and it just depends. I might not get it. So that's a little scary. So anyways, my point is, after watching this video and seeing this guy grow, in not the best, economic areas, to 35 locations, and he would go in, lower income, and I'm sure his rent was pretty low. So I started thinking about that, like, instead of trying to go after a Publix, because remember, in order to get into like a Publix, you have to get really good credit. Then they're gonna ask for first, last, and deposit, which most places do ask for first, last, and deposit. But when you're paying $3,000 a month, first, last, and deposit, it's $9,000. $9,000 just to get the keys. Just that doesn't include build out or or product in your store. But so I started looking at different places, and I started finding some places like $1,200 a month, $1,300, smaller, 750 square feet, and not in that bad areas, in pretty decent areas. I found one place where there was like a Verizon store around the corner, a Metro store, a T-Mobile, and I was like, wow, this is pretty decent, and it was about $1,200-1,300 a month, 750 square feet. And I started thinking about that, like, that's actually pretty good. Why not, instead of like going all in on one store and hoping that I'm going to make it, like, because $9,000, $10,000, you would need, like, I want to say at least 15,000, maybe 20,000 just to make that store operational, So, and that's like a lot of money. So now, yeah, okay, great. Let's say I did it, now I got, how long is it going to take me to get the next store, and then the next store, So I started thinking about these smaller locations where first, last, and deposit, it's going to be, $3,600. That's not that that's peanuts, but that's easily manageable to kind of come up with that money, and then some build out, and maybe you'll be about $7,000-8,000. I'm not saying fully functional, well, operational, but maybe not fully, to where exactly how you want the store to be, but. And it's things that you can grow. You can, have the floors down, have some accessories, have some counters, be operational, functional, and open up the doors, and then you can build it out as you go. There's guys I seen spend $50,000 on it. Oh, you need at least $50,000 open up a store. Yeah, because they want to make it look really nice and all this fancy stuff. But you don't need to do that in the beginning as you build out. But just through my experience, I have. But so that's what I was thinking about, is doing something like that where easily open up a store with maybe $7,000-8,000, get into the store, open it up, start making money, and then go on to the next one and keep moving forward. But that's just my tidbit of knowledge that I just wanted to share with you guys, and appreciate it. And if you like this video, you want to hear more, you want to see more, click subscribe and click on the notifications. All right, guys, thank you so much, Fix It Pros. Give us a call, give us some comments, what you think about opening up in a public shopping plaza, kind of going all in on one of those, or doing these smaller locations where the rent's not so high, and you're obviously not going to be able to get as much money per repair. But what do you guys think about that? All right, guys, thank you so much. Have a great day.